Okay. Welcome back, everybody, to more Warhammer 40k, Dawn of War 2. We're going to go ahead and try and push through the next act of the game here a little bit by the defense of Argus Gate. And I goofed, so Davey and Thule won't be telling us what's going on. Essentially, though, he tells you what's going on in a previous dialogue we already got. Mech Bad Zappa, the current head of the orcs that we know of and can see, has gathered his forces and is trying to assault Argus, the capital of the planet. If we lose that, we lose the planet, or at the very least, Calderis will be extremely difficult to get back. So we're going to take the Force Commander, Cyrus, Thaddeus, and Tarkus. Tarkus plasma gun there actually should come in handy, because it actually reduces enemy armor when we fire it.
Boss, I think we threw a greedy thing.
What? You kids can't do anything right! I'll have to fix it myself! Eliminate those orcs!
You mean the estate shooting?
What much has over me backside?
The orc leader, he's getting away.
Is it picking up my voice?
Yeah, it should be.
The battlefield is
I mean, I kind of left it call at first, so I don't know if it's still recording there.
If you rejoin the call, then that's Cyrus. I really need to get Cyrus some specialist ammunition.
Me storm boys! They're nasty! Kill these kids, boys! I'm heading for the UB base!
Commander, that orc is heading to lead an attack on the town gates. Pursue and eliminate him.
Do this only. And save your camp now, you bitch!
Well, really?
Breaching the city gates. Drive the orcs back.
Basically, the goal is don't let the orcs get in here.
Tarantula sentry guns are ready to deploy. Relay positions and they will drop in to bolster your defense.
Say it now. Be vigilant.
So the game will give us each 2 Tarantula turrets to deploy. It is entirely possible to save this Predator, but it's not worth it. It basically involves,
I'm here.
It basically involves dropping the turrets in front of the tank back on the gate. And it's really not what you don't get any bonuses for it. The game doesn't do it. show off the mine grenades. How's that for a grenade? Yeah, take care of the southern flank. I'll get the guys up here.
Look alive, brothers.
You lot have made a mess of all me plans! I don't appreciate that! In the war!
And there goes the Predator.
Yeah. He'll blow it up if it survives until he gets here. There's a chance he won't if you keep it all the way back by the gate. I have managed to do it, but as I said, you don't get anything for it, so it's really not worth it. That's what can make Mech Bad Zappa a piece of shit. He's got a bouncy shield that has a chance of rocking every time you melee.
Here's a taste of the Mega Rumbler, you gits! The greenskin is causing an earthquake.
That's why I healed everyone, because of that Mega Rumbler.
Yep.
It basically stuns everybody for a ridiculous amount of time. It doesn't do a lot of damage. But Mech Bad Zappa can still attack while that's happening. You're too far away for taunt to work.
Looks like it worked on me.
Defenses, Commander. Drive them
Oh yeah,
back.
maybe it did. Maybe it wasn't bouncing. He flew up your squad, and one of your Marines flew through the tank recognition. That's great.
Force fields up and I'm unstoppable!
You are the furthest thing from Mech Bad Zappa. Look at your health.
The field is deadly up close. Attack from range.
Just keep beating on him. He'll go down.
Melee.
Yeah, you can stun him with flying grenades. About dead though. And there he goes.
That's much too big an O to be in an orc like me!
Well, that takes care of this orc
To
incursion.
all Blood Ravens. Prepare for emergency extraction to the Armageddon. We are facing far more than orcs or Eldar.
Commander, Captain Thule needs your aid. Deploy to his position immediately.
Cyrus here. Greenskin activity.
Xenos! Open fire!
In their ranks.
What were those things?
A foe
Hello,
far deadlier
Warhammer.
than orcs or Eldar, Thaddeus.
Tyranids, probably one of the biggest threats in the 40k universe.
More Xenos! Fight through to Captain Thule!
They're definitely up there. There's not a single race that is particularly non-threatening or faction in this franchise, but Tyranids are some of the most difficult to stamp out of existence.
Tyranid down.
Well-timed reinforcements, thank you.
There he is!
Commander, I ordered all of you to extract, not to run to your deaths.
The only thing that's gonna die here today is a shitload of Tyranids.
Keep fighting! We are pushing them back!
We will kill every last one of them.
This is kind of where Abaddon sort of loses its value. With the sheer amount of Hormigons flooding around.
On your position.
Not a meteorite, Martellus. That is a Tyranid spore. Tyranid
That would be a
warrior!
Tyranid warrior being.
Tyranid down!
If you're wondering, folks, he may as well be in
Kill the large warrior beast! It is directing the others!
fucking.
Tyranid down.
What the fuck?
Captain Thule!
The game is bugging out.
The beast at range! The warrior beast is getting away!
Captain Thule. Captain Thule.
We have Captain Thule. Now get us the hell out of here.
Thunderhawk 1. Emergency extraction at relay coordinates. Thunderhawks 3 and 4. Follow with bombing run. Purification spread. Purge the alien. And may the Emperor be with us all.
Oh, that's one way to get rid of a Tyranid swarm.
Actually, all that did was slow them down.
Melt
Just
them.
enough for us to get out of there, by the way.
Melt-a-bomb packs. Best put on Thaddeus because he can basically just jump on a vehicle, throw it at them, and then leave.
Yep. An additional deployment available. Awesome.
In
So,
fact, in the first Dawn of War, assault marines are the only ones capable of using melt-a-bombs.
yes, that is because every other archetype of Marines had their own recourses. In the case of Terminators, it was usually
We face our darkest
Thunderhammers.
hour.
Oop.
Captain Thule has fallen to aliens who have escaped retribution. A massive hive fleet looms over our recruiting worlds. But this battle is not over.
Get Captain Thule to the apothecary! Hurry!
Calm yourself, Thaddeus. Gordian is already at work.
Commander, I am Apothecary Gordian, Chief of Genomedicine aboard the Armageddon. Captain Thule still lives, but he is in grave condition. Many of his vital organs and implants were destroyed, and an alien poison is attacking surviving tissues. I have placed Captain Thule in stasis to halt the poison's progress, but as of now, I have no means to counteract its effects.
Gordian had better prepare himself for more of us to require his time.
You fear the aliens, Cyrus?
I know no fear, Avitus. But I am no fool. Those were Tyranids, alien monsters who strip worlds of all life. There are billions of them, and only a handful of us.
Have you faced these things before, Cyrus?
Once, a long time ago, when I served in the Death Watch. We are going to need all the help we can get to face this infestation. Even then, we will probably fail.
Commander, with your permission, I will attempt to raise the nearest of our chapter fleets. This may take some time, however. In the meantime, we need to secure Typhon before the rest of the Tyranid swarm arrives. Otherwise, our supply lines will be devastated. There is an Eldar raiding party that continues to wreak havoc on our defenses on Typhon. We should return to Typhon and eliminate those Eldar.
Okay, so, I guess it's time to explain a few new mechanics. Firstly, let's explain the Tyranids a little bit. They're literally, if you've played StarCraft before, the Zerg were actually inspired by the Tyranids. Essentially, StarCraft was originally meant to be a Warhammer 40k game, and Games Workshop told them to go ahead with it. In fact, they commissioned Blizzard to do it. This is back before Blizzard was a bunch of jackasses, mind you, like they seem to be slowly becoming now. That said, I still love a fair amount of their recent work. The game ended up not going that way because when the game was nearly completed and they were getting ready to send it out, when Games Workshop's reps basically looked at the gameplay, they were like, yeah, you're not going to be selling this game out at all. You can't make the game. It can't happen. They basically tried to force them not to make it, and that really, I'm just gonna toss that, because of minor bonus damage to orcs is meaningless. And so it ultimately ended up becoming StarCraft. Well, the Zerg were very heavily inspired by the Tyranids, for good reason. The Tyranids are an alien entity that seems to live solely to absorb, slaughter, and destroy the life forms of other planets into its existence in order to basically spread practically like a virus. They are ruthless, mindless, savage, bestial, and they are led by one massive hive mind, so they will obviously only ever work for themselves. They have a few Achilles heels. We'll get to that when we actually, fight the Tyranids. Did you want to put Tarkus down his range tree or his melee tree?
Ranged.
Okay. So we'll get him his bolter specialist there, so now he has an increased rate of fire when using bolters or storm bolters. We'll see what storm bolters do later. But the idea is, you see this big-ass mass that wasn't on Calderas before the mission started and now is here. The best way to put this is a massive swath of Tyranid bioforms descending from a hive fleet down onto the planet. And it has created this Tyranid infestation bar mechanic down below on Calderas' name here. The higher up this gets, the more structures and Tyranid units you will see on Tyranid-based missions, as well as mutated plant life and whatnot. Basically, Tyranids become more populous the higher this goes. If you fill this bar up, every single planetary asset that you could have automatically is lost control from you, and I believe they get destroyed on the planet this happens on. But I can't confirm that because I've never done this before, filled this up. And it will basically cause you to be overwhelmed by colossal numbers of Tyranids. Just massive masses of Tyranids. Anyway, what you want to do when you find them is you will want to procure these Imperial Shrines, because they actually mitigate Tyranid infestation and help prevent that bar from increasing. So if you empty the bar of its Tyranid infestation level, and you have all the shrines on the planet captured, what that means is it will actually prevent the Tyranid infestation from ever building up again. So the Tyranids are basically a ravenous insectoid species that devour the life of all their worlds, other species, everything, and they turn it into biomass and they use it to grow. That's literally all they are. But they're one of the most lethal races in the entirety of the Warhammer 40k franchise because of how efficient they are at it. To give a great example, where's the... There we go. Tyranids. 191 Tyranids in a single mission. We had to fight Eldar for 2 missions to get to 151. To give you that idea. And they literally are the species that is numbers above most other things, but they have quite a number of special monstrosities that are incredibly annoying to try to deal with, and we'll see that as we go. Oh, hey, look! We get to murder Eldar in this next mission. You'll be very happy for this, Fox.
Should I bring Avidus along or keep Thaddeus?
We'll find out when we get there, because I forget what type of enemy this is.
Eyes of the Eldar.
Our boss is an Eldar Ranger, so no, actually, we don't want to bring Avitus for this mission.
Alrighty.
Although, getting him enough experience points to use the Unerring Thunderbolt missile launcher would actually be really useful despite that. Ooh. Damn. Because he really needs that Thunderbolt for the
Commander,
future
we have
mission.
located the Eldar raiding party that threatens our supply
It's your call,
lines
man.
between Typhon and Calderas.
We could
We have
scrap the
identified
armor
their leader as the
purgation.
dangerous Ranger Nemerian. He is apparently coming from an operation in Orc territory. This is our chance to cripple Eldar operations on Typhon. We may also uncover more of the Eldar's plans.
Said, your call.
I suggest we neutralize him immediately, Commander.
Sorry, I was letting Martellus explain the mission. The main reason why I'm not going to toss the armor or bring him along. A lot of the enemies here can snipe him pretty painfully, and Cyrus is a much better hard counter to a lot of the shenanigans this asshole likes to pull. In addition to that, if I just scrap the armor, I would have to actually scrap several more items we have sitting around, because it would not be near enough to get him where he needs to be yet.
Alright.
Hopefully we get enough farm fodder from this. We'll also be getting cluster mines, which are another really good item for Cyrus.
Vulnerable to demo charges and other explosives.
Yes, and Cyrus is also the only unit who can use cluster mines, whereas the frag grenades I can stick on basically anyone. Thaddeus and the Force Commander are decent for those, but Thaddeus tends to benefit more
to
from
defend the
melta
target,
bombs.
Commander. They hope to cover his escape, no doubt.
This we cannot allow.
He's better with melta bombs and usually blind grenades, although blind grenades are not his favorite.
Open fire!
Also, you might realize that this map is one we previously fought on, only it's been flipped around.
Yep. Also, we don't want to go straight forward. We actually want to go around on the far left to capture that war asset.
Be vigilant.
Strategic structure, I think the game calls them.
Eldar, take nothing for granted.
I saw that.
Saw what?
Those warp spiders.
Yeah. Warp spiders really aren't very dangerous by themselves. A lot of people will probably ask what our problem with Eldar is. I hate Eldar because they're excessively arrogant and they have a nasty tendency to think of themselves better than literally everyone else. Because they're Eldar. could argue the Human Imperium has that problem, but the Human Imperium was driven to this by having virtually every single alien race out there becoming a threat to it in one way or another. The orcs are basically a threat to literally everything. The tower, not really a threat to the Imperium, honestly, although the Imperium will never not view them that way. Because the Tau want to basically still literally everybody into
They're collective, as it were.
Yes. Capturing it will allow us to deploy more rapidly.
And their collective is very different from how the Imperium wants to do a lot of things. And because of humanity's very backwards religious system that they more or less run on right now, kind of have problems accepting.
How's that for suppression breaking?
Works for me.
Thaddeus, you need to pull back. There we go.
Sorry about that. I had to deal with a large Eldar problem that was down here by the ravine. Or the river, as it were.
The jet target's sighted. Acknowledged.
I got something for your ass.
Well done, Commander.
I trust this was worth the effort.
It was. With this foundry in our hands, we can redeploy more quickly. Its beacon also allows for healing and reinforcement. Field generators are deploying now, Commander. Additional generators will not be available until your next deployment.
That's a shuriken catapult!
Correction, it's a pile of scrap.
Very true.
Alright, Tarkus, pull back for now and restock your squad.
You Eldar seriously not? No, you didn't. That's hysterical. I'll capture that. Focus on them.
Objective taken.
But they're basically Eldar heavy weapons and infantry.
We will thin their ranks.
Consider that.
Thanks, you saved me a melt-a-bomb.
Sure.
Scouts here, still engaged.
I'm not gonna need another demo charge.
This way. Rest not. There are still targets to engage.
Plus, there's a box that'll replace it for me right there. Alright, now we need to go this way. Time to eliminate Renew Marion. Or Nemarion.
Space Marines.
Damn it. Thank you.
One of them got killed when Thaddeus landed. Guess he must have stomped your skull into the dirt.
We need only moving to capture.
He does that a lot, actually.
You humans always make a mess of things. No wonder the boss here chose the orcs as our instruments instead of you.
And all this time,
By the power.
you might have been killing Tyranids.
The Force Commander one-shot him!
Everything that's coming to you.
The Eldar know the Tyranids are coming. That explains their actions among the orcs.
What do the Tyranids have to do with Eldar helping orcs?
A full-fledged orc uprising could actually slow the Tyranids, Thaddeus. If the Eldar were not doing this on our own recruiting worlds, we could use the situation to our advantage.
Using orcs and Eldar to stop an enemy? Why would we waste our time with that? We are Space Marines. We fear nothing because we are fear incarnate.
We may be fear incarnate, Avitus, but we face an enemy that knows no fear. We will need every advantage we can get if we want to save the sector.
Knows no fear, huh? Doesn't stop Tyranids from retreating.
But a prelude to the next battle.
That's just it. They're retreating not because they're afraid, they're retreating because they know that in that particular instance they would not be able to win. That's accepting an imperfection, that's not fear. And when Tyranids are not actually being controlled by a synapse beast, they literally have no fear. They're completely mindless.
So the Eldar were uniting the orcs to slow down the Tyranids.
Yes, Nemarion clearly knew of the Tyranids.
This explains much, but we have been getting reports of other Eldar activity in the sector that is not related to the orcs. Clearly the Eldar have other plans in motion, none of which can be good for us. I will keep you apprised of any further developments, Commander.
What can you tell us about the Tyranids, Cyrus?
The Tyranids are unlike any other threat we have faced, Targus. Orcs may operate in vast hordes, but they still have individual chieftains that unite them. Kill these chieftains, and the orc horde is weakened and scattered. A Tyranid hive fleet, however, is a single massive organism. Every creature in the swarm is simply one part of a single terrifying mind. We cannot break the Tyranids' morale, or take advantage of their pride. We cannot make them see reason. And for every beast we kill, 1,000,000 more are ready to take its place.
But what do they want?
The hive devours entire worlds. Its goal is to feed itself and grow. And it will not stop until the entire galaxy is consumed.
Commander, the orcs continue to undermine our defenses on Calderas. We need to shore up these defenses if we are to have any hope of stopping the Tyranids.
Long story short, we dealing with a bunch of assholes.
They're more or less ravenous creatures. So, I mentioned that when they're not being controlled by a synapse beast, they're mindless. This is a mechanic that'll come into play later, but if you kill a synapse beast around a bunch of other lesser tyranids, all the lesser tyranids go insane and start eating and attacking each other.
I shall return shortly.
Yep.
I need to stretch my legs.
The armor purgation is useless. Oh, that is a Thaddeus-specific chainsword. And another one that's specific to him. There we go. Oh! Alright, folks. I'm going to stop the recording here in an effort to try and condense this into smaller bits. So we will see you all here in just a little bit.